I'm a dog. It's a dog collar, and I'm about to be unleashed.
As he asks his cameraman to enter Izzy's personal space, she attacks.
I'm going to teach Yolanda how to use a simple sleep leash to snap Izzy out of that insecure mindset and prevent her from attacking.
Let's do it again. Alright, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel now. UFC 293's press conference just wrapped up a couple of hours ago, and holy God, we were all waiting for this. We knew it was going to be one of the best press conferences in UFC history. However, there were some of us that were concerned Sean Strickland may have been put on a leash, so to speak. Maybe a bit of a gag order, perhaps, that he was not going to bring up certain things, that he was going to be toned down for this press conference, because the UFC doesn't want Israel Adesanya to be embarrassed or exposed on a world stage. Jesus Christ, he did not do that. He did not hold back even a little bit. He even waited a bit before he brought up the kill shot. He waited to see how Israel Adesanya would respond to what he was saying, and holy shit, he worked in him perfectly. I can't believe that. Not only that, Manel Kape was going after Israel Adesanya, and in fact, Eugene Bareman to boot. I forgot to mention this in my media day recap yesterday, because Israel Adesanya had brought up how he's never pulled out of a fight, and he stands on that. Well, you guys remember Joshua Fabia's School of Self-Awareness. Apparently Eugene Bareman over there is running the School of Self-Unawareness, because their fighter pulled out weeks before this fight due to an injury, after he went on an absolute tirade talking about how Dricus du Plessis should not be pulling out because of an injury. His guys don't pull out because of injuries. There was many more amazing moments. I've clipped out all of the highlights. I'm going to talk about them. I'll play them for you. I'll react to them. This was phenomenal. Sean Strickland did not disappoint even a little bit. The entire John Anik, dude, I like him for the most part. Guy looked extremely uncomfortable. He looked a little bit irritated at some of the things Sean Strickland were saying. He looked like he felt bad for Israel Adesanya. MMA Junkie, all these mainstream media outlets are absolute shills. They post a clip of Israel Adesanya calling out Sean Strickland for selling out to Monster, but bring up none of the stuff that Sean Strickland said to Israel Adesanya, even though that was by far the most eye-opening thing for probably most fans who haven't looked into the lore, haven't checked to see all of the creepy things that Israel Adesanya gets up to in his spare time, okay? They are god-awful. Media were trying, in my opinion, some of the certain media outlets were trying to not ask Sean Strickland questions, or when they did ask him a question, they were trying to word it in a way where they wouldn't get that kind of response. Holy shit, dude. Sean Strickland's the GOAT. Okay, so let's just get right into this now, right off the bat.
Let's fucking go! God damn, you guys are fucking awesome. All right, sorry about that. Let's get to the question.
You have a chance to win the world title this weekend, but I wonder how much more it would mean to take it off someone that people consider one of the greatest of all time.
Here's the thing about the Chinaman, you guys. No, give hats off to the fucking Chinaman. He's a bad motherfucker. I think we can all agree that he's a bad motherfucker, and there's no easy way through the Chinaman. But hey, you guys, I'm up for it. You guys fucking motivate me. It's gonna be fucking awesome to bring the belt back to the States. Fucking no more painted fucking nails, no more dog collars for fucking you guys. Let's fucking go.
First question he gets asked, he brings up the Chinaman stuff, starts calling him a Chinaman, and you know how he's gonna do this for the American people, no more painted nails, all this shit. Israel Adesanya saying nothing in return. He asks him, he goes, hey, come on, fucking give me something, Izzy.
Sean, you know, you talk a lot ahead of your fights and you say a lot of things about your opponents, but is there anything about this that feels personal to you?
No, man, I mean, at the end of the day, dude, fucking the cringe lord Izzy, bro, as long as fucking Peter doesn't come fucking rush the stage, man. Fucking Izzy's a bad motherfucker, man. He has all the knockouts. But the fucking cringe lord, man, I like him. We'll have a good war. It'll be fun. Come on, Izzy, give me something, bro. What the fuck?
When you argue with a fool, those who are watching can't tell who's who.
Oh, there we go. Hey, you know what? You know what, man? The moment I post a video of me jerking off my fucking dog, they will put some credibility to that. Fucking puppy porn, man. I had to double check that shit just to make sure it was legit, and it was legit.
And then Israel Adesanya calls him a fool. He says, when you argue with fools, people can't tell who's who. Just another cringy quote he probably heard from a movie somewhere, or maybe an anime, because that's how he speaks because of autism, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. Sean Strickland says he has autism. I swear to God, Israel Adesanya does. They get obsessed with movie quotes, depending, not all of them, obviously, but you know what I mean, dude. He can't just speak normally. And as soon as he said it, Sean Strickland's like, oh, here we fucking go. He had just finished calling him a cringe lord. And then that's the answer that we get out of Israel Adesanya, just proving Sean Strickland's point. Then he brings up the dog shit. He says, hopefully PETA doesn't come busting in here. Puppy porn. I had to check to make sure it was real. I fucking followed him for a quick second to go double check, and I made sure it was real. Maybe he just watched the MMA Guru's video and realized that that's how you check that kind of shit. You go see her page. It says followed by Israel Adesanya, if you are following that person also. Dude. And Israel Adesanya, like, first of all, he kept doing this weird fucking thing where every time he would put the microphone down, he's like, he's got a weird tic going on or something, extremely uncomfortable, or maybe just the bad weight cut makes it so that his watch goes all the way down to his fucking elbow, and he's got to try and get it back around his wrist, but he kept doing this every fucking time he put the mic down. It was unbelievably strange. The next best moment for me was when Manel Kape called, dude, he starts going at Israel Adesanya because...
Unfortunately, Kakara France is a bitch. A fucking bitch is in front of me. And you are fucking guilty because Sunday, this is gonna get murdered, you know? Because you fucking pussy. Calm down. You fucking pussy. Afraid because, I get accused. You have 3 weeks to fight me. You little fucking pussy. Look at you. You have the courage to come here. Stage. Yeah, stand up, motherfucker. Stand the fuck up. Stand the fuck up, motherfucker. What you want? What you want? Yeah. Shut the fuck down. Sit down. Your things is Strickland. Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down, you.
Little crack ass.
Sit down, bro.
Tight ass comments give you a brain.
Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. What the fuck? Bitch ass word. Sit the fuck down, you.
Look at this little midget trying to fuck with me. I will fucking bury you.
What the fuck you are? Shut your mouth. Hey,
I'm here. Hey, calm the fuck down. That's not the fight, dude. Leave the little man alone.
I'm okay.
Calm down, guys.
I'm okay.
I'm supposed to be the asshole here, Izzy. That's not your job.
Hey, no business with him. Your fucking porn cartoon addiction.
Because he's calling out Kaikar France in the stands because he pulled out of this fight due to an injury, which is hilarious. Eugene Behrman, you fucking what, dude? Huh? And then you got Izzy standing up as if he's going to do something to a fucking flyweight. And Manel Kape has his full-on Tony Ferguson moment, like when Tony went after Verdum in their little media scrum. Starts talking shit to Adesanya. What are you going to do? Adesanya calls him a fucking midget, says he'll bury him. He is so uncomfortable with going back and forth with Sean Strickland, he decides to go after a small little flyweight instead. Like, yeah, no shit, you'd bury him, fuckface. You're 80 pounds heavier than him, okay? Like, what are we even talking about here? The next phenomenal moment for me was at about 20 minutes into the, or at least on the UFC's fucking version of this, they ask him about the red shorts.
Seeing some of the photos of you from your photo shoot, you're going to be wearing the red mist shorts, as you put it. Can you tell us the significance behind those?
Just fashion, to be honest, and it kind of plays into the whole history of my time in China. And also I want to say, shout out to Sifu Philip Lam, one of the legends of this game. Stand up, Sifu. Without him, New Zealand wouldn't have Muay Thai. And a lot of us have D-ties to China for over 58 years because of him. He's going to turn 80 in 2 years and he's going to retire. He's a fucking legend in this game. I don't want to give you a history lesson, but it's all divine timing. It makes sense. So, ni hao, Sifu. Why, ni?
This question. And he's trying to play into the meme of the China shit so that people stop bringing up the dog shit, or at least he's trying to like take away attention from that. Okay, cool, dude. You've got a Chinese coach. Do you know what I mean? But guess what? That Chinese coach came to New Zealand. You know, he didn't want to stay in China, most likely, because if they have an opportunity, I would imagine most of the citizens would probably leave if they were allowed to. Do you know what I mean? Who the fuck? And then thank God for Sean, man, calling him out. It's
questions for Sean Strickland. Sean, the last time there was a 93 in the UFC card numbers, it was UFC 193. That night, Holly Holm shocked the world and defeated Ronda Rousey. What makes you believe you can come in on Sunday and shock the world against Israel?
You know, guys, man, it's an uphill fight. Tall man, tall kickboxer, dude, but I'm ready to give it to the fucking gods to fight the fucking Chinaman, dude. I'm ready to embrace the Bisbing, to give up the fucking eye. I'm ready to give what it fucking needs to give. Because not only do I represent America, but I represent you guys. I represent you motherfuckers. Anytime some shit goes down, I always use my fucking platform to talk for you guys. When you guys are throwing pregnant women in fucking jail, I use my platform to talk about you guys. When China is putting people in fucking camps, I use my platform to talk about fucking China. What I don't do is I don't use my platform to fucking sell out and make money. So you guys, when I walk into that fucking cage, you guys fucking fuel me, man. I want to go in there and I want to win that fucking belt for you guys. And I want to bring some fucking pride back to the middleweight fucking division. So man, I got what it fucking takes and I'm fucking ready.
Not about the coach and shit like that. The flag that you would be waving if you're waving the Chinese flag, and we had this problem when, remember, Rose Namajunas said better dead than red when she was fighting Zhang Weili, and people got all fucking up in arms about it. She's right, dude. She's right. Fuck, that flag represents a horrible regime. And Sean Strickland called it out. He says, he goes, I use my platform for good. I call out shit for you guys. I call out the pregnant woman getting thrown in jail for trying to fucking organize a protest to protest mandates, okay, lockdowns and shit. But apparently that goes against the rules because you're supposed to be locked down, which is like, yeah, no shit. Kind of the point of a fucking protest, hey? Like the truckers here in Canada. Get fucked. And then he calls that out, and then he says, and they got the camps in fucking China. Like, yeah, dude, you shouldn't be proud to be waving a Chinese flag. With all due respect, I understand. I talked about this yesterday when it comes to Australia, and for me in Canada. Like, I love my country, but I hate my fucking people. The flag, I don't really, fuck with my flag all that much. Do you know what I mean? I used to have it in the intro. That was an attempt to play the Canadian algorithm because we have a censored internet over here. But, dude, I like my people, but not all of them. Do you know what I mean? And the flag represents the government for me. I have a different flag that I like to fly. Okay? So, either way. And it's not the Confederate flag for all of you who are going to get upset and call me a racist because I don't like Israel Adesanya. It is what it is, dude. But calls out the camps, calls out the Australian government during COVID, which they were one of the worst ones by far, with all due respect to any Aussies out there. I said this yesterday. I have not met an Australian person I did not like. My wife's grandmother was Australian. Nicest lady I've ever fucking met in my life. Manel Kape later on calls out Eugene Behrman.
I'm very happy. I'm super happy to fight on Sunday. I just believe that next fight I fight for the title. But after that, I want that man, the Kai Kara France. You know, I want this man. You run away from me. You run away from me. Your coach say that you guys should be into the injuries. So better you come into your injuries, okay? This is what your coach say. You guys have to have the mentally of the champion. So you guys have to go into injury. What happened to you? You know, it's the question.
Again, you know, your coach says you guys are supposed to fight through injuries. You're supposed to be fucking ready all the time, act like a champion and all this shit. I mean, what? Like, what are you going to say to that? You put your own foot in your goddamn mouth. I swear to God, dude. It's like, you know what I mean, dude? Over here in Canada, I hate to get political, but it's a good fucking analogy. For the last however many years, right, we've got a bit of a housing crisis going on here. Justin Trudeau and his cabinet and his party, if anybody says that it might be due to the amount of immigrants that we're allowing, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't allow immigrants in, I'm just saying that maybe when we don't have homes for the people that are already here, we shouldn't be bringing in more people. And that's not even the whole of the problem. That's a part of a problem, but it could definitely help if you were to curb it for a little bit while we build more houses and shit like that, okay? Because we do have a lot of land space. Besides the point, they've been saying for years, if you say that immigration has anything to do with it, you're racist, you're xenophobic, you're all this shit, right? Now, 8 years fucking later, they have to admit that immigration may be a part of the problem. So for the last however many years, you've been calling everybody that's brought this up a racist and all this shit. Well, what does that make you now? Do you know what I mean? Like, don't speak on shit that you might have a fucking issue with in the future, because now, according to you and your own logic, you're the racist, you're the xenophobic, because you think that immigration is part of the problem. It's the same shit with this here. You were going off about how fighters should fight injured, how Dricus du Plessis should have taken this fucking fight injured, the most important fight of his life, turn around in 2 months, fight with a fractured foot or whatever it is. And then your fighter pulls out a couple weeks before the fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, no self-awareness whatsoever. Then we get Sean Strickland going on another tirade again.
He's gonna hold up a Chinese flag and fucking swear allegiance to the CCP, man. Fucking grow a pair of fucking nuts and grow a fucking spine. You don't even represent your country when you
fight. When did you sign a Monster Energy? When did you sell your soul? Tell me.
Hey,
you signed your soul recently, bro, right?
I ride motorcycles.
Isn't it funny that anytime I have to fight someone, Monster signs them immediately and becomes a fan of them? You know why? Because I didn't sell out and I didn't sell my soul. What'd you have to do to that pig-headed fuck? Huh? What'd you have to do to sell your soul to get that deal?
Let me tell you something about my man Izzy. Let's talk about Izzy's last show out, right? Whenever Dreykus
Doesn't matter, I knocked him out.
Let's talk about whenever Dreykus won. Izzy is on a world stage, and he goes up in the cage to call out Dreykus and he fucking race baits him. Like, literally, bro, that's your message? You race bait him? And not only that.
You're a neo-Nazi. The fuck are you talking about?
Not only that, you guys, he wears a shirt to shit on his ex-girlfriend. This is the fucking kind of champion we have, and it's a goddamn shame.
The one thing that I didn't agree with him on is the ex-girlfriend shit, because he called him out for race baiting, Drickus du Plessis, which is just amazing. Nobody else will fucking call him out for that. I brought this up at Media Day. I love that. In Israel, Adesanya acts surprised, like, what the fuck? What? Like, what do you mean, what, dude? And then calls Sean Strickland a neo-Nazi, and he goes on the best fucking rant of all time.
And hey, listen to what, you guys. Let me stand up for this. I'm gonna be honest. When I was younger, bro, I went through some traumatic shit, as we all did, man. From 7th grade, when I fucking learned my lesson. And as a fucking man, I'm a better man for it. I live a good life. I do fucking good things. I'm not jerking my fucking dog off, swearing allegiance to China, shitting on my ex-girlfriend. So again, man, people can change. I have fucking repented. Goddamn, I'm proud of who the fuck I am. Are you proud of who you are?
One that I kind of went on yesterday. He's changed who he is. He was brought up in that shit, realized it was a flawed way of thinking, a horrible way of thinking, a harmful way of thinking, changed who he was, and that is an unbelievably hard thing to do when you were brought up from a young age, being taught that this is the way of life. You have to admit to yourself that everything you've ever known was a fucking lie, and you need to change a whole lot of shit, and he has done just that, and he is, despite all the trash talk, you can hear that there is wisdom behind it, okay? He just is. I'm not even trying to be a simp. Sean Strickland, when he speaks, there is nuggets of wisdom in there that if you siphon through the bullshit, if you siphon through the fucking guy, you can find good shit in there, okay? And it just is what it is. Israel Adesanya is such a fucking narcissist, dude. This was the next point I wanted to bring. It's in my notes. He keeps trying to bring up how Sean Strickland sold his soul to Monster. First of all, bro, I'm drinking a Monster right now because it's 6:30 in the morning and that's what I fucking do, dude, okay? So I have energy for these videos, okay? Now, and I don't really like coffee all that much. Monster Energy Drink is a fucking American company, okay? Or originated in California. If I'm not mistaken, Sean Strickland's from California. I don't understand how this goes against his views at all. I understand Hans Molenkamp is a bit of a fucking weirdo. But it's not like he owns Monster. He's just an ambassador, okay? And it's because of a social media following, essentially. Like, he may be the one that's signing these fighters, but he represents the company, but not the company as a whole. He represents the company in a business aspect to sign guys. He's not... Monster Energy Drink is an American company. As Sean Strickland said, I fucking love motorcycles. I fucking love dirt bikes, all this shit. It's an American company, man. You know what I mean? It's not a Chinese company. He's taken money from an American company out of his own fucking state, not a communist regime on the other side of the goddamn planet. Okay, well, not the other side of the planet for Israel Adesanya, but still. Not the same fucking thing, okay? Not even close. But he says how Monster signs everybody he's about to fight. Like, oh, really, dude? They're the sponsor of the UFC, you fucking muppet. Are you going to call Dana White a sellout that he sold his soul? Like, are you kidding me, dude? Bro, Sean Strickland had his sponsor before his last main event. I believe it was the Abus Magomedov fight. He was all excited that he got his first fucking sponsor. This is in the Apex. Monster could not foresee the future that Sean Strickland was going to be getting a title shot next after beating an unranked contender because the number one contender was injured. Monster cannot see the future, okay? Despite people thinking that they might be fucking Satan or whatever. Dude is not signing Sean Strickland because he's about to fight you. Like, why are you such a narcissist? He literally thinks every fucking thing revolves around him. He's getting booed by the crowd in Sydney, Australia, which I had a feeling might happen because, and I mean this in a complimentary way, not at all in an insulting way. Sean Strickland, dude, if he had an Australian accent, he would fit right in. And I mean, he fits in with his fucking gravelly American accent. You know what I mean? He's insane. He's wild. He's crazy. And in the funnest way possible. And that's what I think of when I think of Australian people, dude. They get rowdy. They get crazy. Sean Strickland is literally them with a fucking voice like this. As if he sounded more like Crocodile Dundee, the dopest hat ever, dude. I love that fucking hat. He would fit right in. He's perfect for Australia, okay? And then he continues to go on. There was this weird moment where they were asking Tai Tuivasa a question, and Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya were going back and forth off mic, and Sean Strickland had Israel Adesanya dying laughing. I wish I could fucking see what they said, but back to the first about how Sydney, they're booing him. He thinks it's because they're salty still from the Robert Whittaker KO. And
He can be whatever he wants, and yeah, you know, I think some people are still salty about UFC 243, but
as if people just can't, as if people just don't like you. Do you know what I mean? And he acts as though he doesn't care when people don't like him, but he always tries to come up with reasons as to why to not justify, but to be like, oh, they just don't like me because of this. He clearly cares, dude. If you really didn't care, he'd just not give a fuck. But he has to bring shit up. Oh, people are still salty over UFC 243 or whatever fucking event it was. No, dude, you're cringe. People don't like you. You're not even Australian. Do you know what I mean? And you KO'd their Australian champion, and then you robbed him in the next decision. But regardless, dude, people are allowed to not like you, you fuck. And then in the face-off, this was absolutely amazing also. Sean...
My fucking people! Let's go Australia! Let's go fucking New Zealand! My fucking people! Are we good? Are we fucking... I don't want the cringe to rub off on me. Just wash your hands before we fight. We're seeing where they've been.
Strickland was like, I don't want to get too fucking close to him. The cringe is going to fucking rub off on me. And then they do the face-off. And as he's walking away, he says, you wash your fucking hands before we fight because we know where the fuck they've been. Which is just another shot about him jerking off his dog. Dude, at this point, I can't imagine how anybody could actually defend Israel Adesanya. All the shit that's out there about him. Dude is weird. He named his McLaren after not a dog per se, but another canine species, okay? A fox, which is just like... At what point do coincidences stop being coincidences? Fool me once, shame on you. He's fooled people like 30 times. There's so many different instances of him being extremely fucking weird when it comes to species that have giant canine teeth. Do you know what I mean? This guy's unbelievably strange, and he's a narcissist, and he fucking just can't comprehend that people don't like him. And it was hilarious to see Sean Strickland get way bigger pops. I'm so happy Sean Strickland went off the way that he did. I'm so happy the UFC did not put a gag order on him. Or if he did, he's just like, fuck it, I'll pay the fine. Or whatever it was. Unbelievable, dude. He had the Australian crowd eating out of his goddamn hand. He was getting bigger pops than like Tai Tuivasa, who is a fan favorite not just in Australia, but everywhere. But the dude's from fucking Australia. He's from Sydney. Do you know what I mean? And Sean Strickland was getting pops on par or bigger than his. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then we have Manel Kape too. Absolute G. Calling out that shit. Calling out Eugene for talking about... Unbelievable. He called Israel... What does he say? He goes, shut the fuck mouth. Shut the fuck mouth instead of shut your fucking mouth. Shut the fuck mouth. Yeah. Shut the fuck mouth. Sit down. Amazing, dude. Amazing. Called out Israel Adesanya over the porn addiction, the anime porn, dude. And then Israel Adesanya's calling him a cracker, dude. Huh? You're calling Manel... Okay, dude. I can't this guy's fucking deranged. He... Literally, his brain reverts back to racial shit every single time. Every single time there's an issue, and you're speaking to another black man. You literally talked about how tight his fucking cornrows were and then called him a cracker after the fact. Like, okay, bro, sit down. He's the lowest weight class of men that you could possibly... He's literally in the lowest weight class, lowest weight class, and you're 2 away from the largest one, and you fought at the second largest one. You fucking guy, dude. Either way, best press conference of all fucking time. I am so happy that Sean Strickland exposed him, because even if he doesn't win this fight, all of this information is going to be out here moving forward. I'm surprised the UFC didn't clip and edit the press conference, because it was fucking ruthless. And now moving forward, every opponent of Israel Adesanya's has the exact same ammunition. No, I'm not a fucking hater, but yeah, I don't like him, and I have good reason to. All of the reasons Sean Strickland stated, all of the many other reasons stated by people like the MMA Guru and things like that. The fact that he's got a tit, watch the video for more plates, more dates, more than likely. Dude has taken PEDs at some point in his career. Absolute savage. fucking awesome, dude. Like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.